Well, it's a lovely sunny day in Western Scotland today, and we've got promise of a nice warm night. So I'm out and about in Argyll and Bute, new area. Not well, I know the area quite well, but I've never walked down here and I've certainly never camped down here. So I'm looking forward to exploring this, see where it takes us. No idea where I'm going to camp, if there's any camping at all. So there's a bit of a risk, but that's a big part of it, isn't it? Hope you're going to stay along for it. Should be fun. Got a few bits to talk about. What have you been up to? That's what we'll do. I'll tell you what I've been up to for the last couple of weeks, and in comments you put what you've been up to. Let's get a conversation going. Well, it's a very lovely day. It's quiet. I kind of expected it or hoped it would be. There's a, what is there, 1, 2, 3, 4 cyclists come past on mountain bikes and gravel bikes, and I didn't even know this were here. I mean, I must return on mine. Oh, I've got news on my bike, by the way. So you know that I had a Boredman MHT 8.9. Well, I've resprayed it. So I've stripped everything off. It's quite badly scarred from all its travels. So the plan is, now I've got everything off, I've got to take the paint off it and then give it a respray and then put it all back together. And it's now a cheeky little orange number with some special decal livery. Livery, that's a good word, isn't it? So I look forward to showing you my bicycle. It's very nice. I like it. It's camping's looking difficult. On the map it looked like there were quite a few opportunities, but I don't know how the maps were, and it looks quite overgrown. There's a lot of pine and conifer, so I'll have to see, but I'll find somewhere. I mean, it won't be the first time that I've pitched up on side of track, but it is early, and if it is going to be regularly frequented by bicyclists and other people, I'd prefer not to camp on the side of the track. So the last couple of weeks have been reasonably busy, and we had a bit of I have a volunteer to help run the local village, the Arica Hydro scheme, which is a hydroelectrical scheme. It's been going for crikey, how long has it been going for? Probably around about 8 or 9 years, I think now. Anyway, I kind of volunteer to keep an eye on things and maintain it where necessary. Anyway, we had a problem with that, so the computer went down. So it'd been in place since the start, and it stopped working. And we use a computer for it to communicate with us and identify how much power it's producing, and again, if there's any faults or anything like that with the turbines. So I was up there trying to get that thing working. Anyway, I took a bit of video, so if you're interested for the next couple of minutes, if you're not, scroll forward. But this is an introduction to the Arica Hydro scheme. Good morning. I'm popping out down through Arica this morning, and I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a glimpse into one of the little responsibilities I have in the village here, and that is I'm going to visit the hydro scheme here, which I help maintain on a voluntary basis, and we've had some work done on there, so I'm popping up there this morning, just going to check over the computer, and then we're going to do some maintenance on the scheme, on the screen, and I'll show you the hydro scheme whilst we're there. So I just climbed up now and passed under the West Highland railway line, and then we're currently just about to join the Three Locks Way route, and we're going to walk on that for a short while. It wouldn't be Arica, would it, without a little bit of rainfall? Okay, we're here. Shall we have a look inside? first we've got to reboot the computer, because the main reason I'm here is because I got a message yesterday saying that we weren't creating any power, and we felt that we ran an online diagnostic and the computer wasn't showing as working. So just doing a reboot now. Switch on, switch off, 10 seconds, switch back on, and then see what happens. Right, we'll leave that to do its thing, and whilst it's doing that, we'll nip up to the intake and give it a clean. So this is the intake, and this is where this burn comes down here, and then it's intersected. The water runs across the top, sieving off all the rubbish and the stuff that comes down. As you can imagine, we get probably close to 3 metres of rainfall here in Arica per year, and significant weather events, i.e. heavy rain, particularly like we've had in the last couple of weeks after the dry period, washes a lot of stone, a lot of muck and all kinds of things down. So we've just had this dug out by a local contractor. That was actually full of gravel and stones and chuckies and all that kind of stuff. So we've had that dug out, and my job today is actually to get into that little pool down there, and we're going to power wash that screen. So what I need now, some ladders. I need to take my shoes and socks off and get in. Right, that's the ladder out of the... It's quite a magic bag that. It holds a lot more than people think. You see me walking through Village Bay, this little carrier bag, and well, I've got everything in here. Right, let's get down there, let's get the boots off, the socks off, and get in that cold water. Boots back on, power washer away, Crocs away, ladder away, and there's a load of rain coming, so and I've been midged on my legs. If it wasn't, look at midge bikes, I don't know if you can pick them up. Goodness me, that's just walking through the grass. Anywho, if it won't wet enough, I'm going to get even wetter in a second. Back down to the hydro house now, and we'll see if that computer's rebooted properly. That's all nice and clean now, and fingers crossed it's all working again. I hope you enjoyed that. Interesting stuff, isn't it? See you soon. Starting to climb now, which I think is a good sign, because hopefully by the time we finish this there'll be some views. So what do you think of the hydro then? It's interesting stuff, isn't it? Anyway, the upshot is that the computer's broke, and I've got a new one on the way. So with a little bit of help and guidance from the technical folks, I should be able to... Battery died. Anyway, we're getting us, we're nearly up now, getting us first views up over Shandon and Helensburgh, and right up to the base. You can see up to Vaslane base, so lovely views. Actually, I'm usually camped up on the other hill, on the other side, just above the base and Glenfruin, but different one today, because today's up over Roseneath, down that peninsula and down over Kilcreggan, and it's a mighty fine day to be here. Put this backpack back on now, and then we'll get up to what I hope is going to be the top, and fingers crossed, some camping. I don't mind telling you, I'm a bit of a divvy. So I picked up completely the wrong poles. So I picked up I had some carbon fibre poles for, I think I got them for a tarp. Can't remember what I bought them for. Anyway, they're not the Durston Z Flicks or walking. I don't have any walking posts either, so these are fixed length. I can't do anything about them. Anyway, it's up, but there's a hell of a gap underneath it, which is just it's just as well that the sun is going to shine most of the night, and it's going to be a warm night, because if it was a cold breeze it'd be a chilly one. But it's up and it don't look like it's going anywhere. So tent erected. Right, I'll get my pad in and my sleeping bag, and then we'll relax for half an hour, listen to a bit of music. What else have we done? And then I can tell you what last night that was good. Yep. So I'm at camping tonight on top of an hill, and last night was completely the opposite to this. I'll tell you about all that a bit later. Well, welcome back. What time is it? 6:15. So I got my tent pitched up and got rid of all the flies out of it, and then I had a good kip because I needed it. So last night, well, I said I was camping tonight, but last night couldn't have been any more different really. So last night Mrs. Boredman and I were staying in a 5-star hotel on the outskirts of Glasgow last night, and met up with a couple of absolutely wonderful people in Andrew and Zoe. Hello Andrew, hello Zoe. Thank you for your company last night. Great fun, lovely to catch up with two fantastic people. Really enjoyed the company, and had some amazing food. And then Judith and I stayed over as guests of the hotel, because we know a few people that work there. If any of you watching, you know who you are. Lovely to see you all. Anyway, so and here I am now slumming it on top of this hill in my tent, but it's a lovely evening. I'm thinking about having something to eat very soon, and then because last night was rather a late night, probably an early night, we've got a bit of business, a bit of pest control business tomorrow, so I need to be away fairly early, because we're off down the Cowell Peninsula again, sorting out some wasps' nests, and that's good, isn't it? Business is nice and steady. Both wasp nests, there's 3 wasp nests I'm looking at tomorrow, and all 3 have been very, very patiently tolerated by the inhabitants of the buildings and that kind of stuff. But then now they've got out of hand, and that's where the problem starts. You know, they're not pests, are they, until they become problematic to human health or building structures. Anyway, all good. I'm going to have something to eat in a short while. I've got something very nice to eat. Perhaps you'll join me. It'd be nice to have you along. Okay, welcome back. So what I've got gas tonight, so we've got frying pan going. A little bit more beat up than Andrew Wardle's, but there you go. I got so what we're going to do is we're going to pop some water in this pan, around about 200 mils. Oh, I made the right ass of that, didn't I? You know it goes. So let's crank that up. We're going to warm the water up, and then we've got some snack pot tomato and herb, and then we're going to throw in some taste of Mexican style microwave rice, but we're going to put that in there as well. Smoked pork sausage original, that's going to give us a bit of protein, so lots of carb, lots of protein, and then again a bit more of this chili puree. Wind about, as you can see, so it's going to be very difficult to simmer it. It's not as good as that we had last night, is it, Andy? Here comes the sun, doo 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 doo. So soften this up, nice and soft. It's lovely, lovely. Oh, not too much. Oh no, just to give it a bit of a kick. Oh yeah. Well, let's throw it all in. Oh, you go. Oh, beans in there as well. And all we're looking to do is just warm this rice through. Can you see this? Okay. Right. I'm going to get stuck into this. Back soon. Stuff now. Absolutely pogged. I didn't eat it at all. But it was very, very tasty. It'll keep me going with that. So, where were we talking? Alright, so this weekend is a good weekend, which I'm looking for. My sister and her wife's coming up from Yorkshire, and can't wait to see them both, Joanne and Lisa. And we're going to go to the Punk All Day in Glasgow at Bellahouston Park. Particularly looking forward to seeing my old friends the Stranglers, and the Sex Pistols are playing again. We saw the Pistols at the Academy, Mrs. Boredman and I, last autumn, and they were fantastic. So really looking forward to that. Weather looks brilliant, by the way, but it's very nice of them to come up and from Yorkshire and spend the day with us. I don't know what's happening. We've got an Airbnb booked for that night, so that's okay. And we were going to go for a tent box camp, and they're bringing their van up down in the Borders, but I don't know if that's going to happen now, so I'll just need to get in touch with her, because if we're not going to do it, I won't put my tent on. But I'm thinking this video is probably going to have been edited after that weekend, so if it is, here's a couple of snippets from the Punk All Day at Bellahouston Park. Out well as this evening. I kind of knew that there were always going to be some people popping up to it, because there's quite a few houses just further down the path. It's a direct route, so that doesn't surprise me, but I think it's been quite a surprise for them to see me camped up here. I'm just chilling now. I've got a couple of tins of beer left to drink, and then hopefully we won't see anybody. I can get an early night. Oof. Morning sunshines. Well, that was an okay night. I'm a bit tired, but I got 8 hours sleep. No, 10 hours, sorry. But a little bit of rain, it was quite weird. You know, the forecast is for UK-wide heat wave, and it was definitely raining, so that's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? There's quite a bit of dew around this morning. Midges were, I got up for a wee at about 5. Midges were very bad, so I dived back into my tent and went back to sleep for a couple of more hours, but all good. Got to show you something. I had about 12 flies trapped in my tent last night, and I was using my cap to belt them and to get rid of them. And on the back of my cap there's a little buckle, and I've torn a bloody hole in my fancy pants tent, so I'm gonna have to put up a patch on that. In fact, two little patches, for the sake of trying to kill a couple of flies. Right, that's me all done and dusted. So no trace left, and around about 3.5 mile walk back to where I parked my car now. And then, well, what can we do? There's still a tiny bit of information. What am I doing? So we've done what I've done and what we've been up to. So on the way back, we'll have a chat about what we've got planned next week or two. So I guess one of the first jobs I've got to do in the next week or so is sort some patches out for this Durston tent, because that's 3 holes in it. So there's them 2 that I unwittingly put in last night, swatting flies, but there's another one appeared on a corner. I think it looks like almost a tension tear, you know, when I'm pegging out the corners it just looks like the threads have opened up, and it's almost like a graze rather than a tear. But I need to try fix that, because if that's out in a windy night, then that's going to give up, and then I'll lose a corner, don't I? So I shall do that first. That's the first thing to do. Source patches for tent. Beyond repairing the tent, the next commitment I have is in the first week of July, and it's to do with the other business. So I've identified what I appear to be a small niche, certainly in this area anyway, to support the other business. And I found somebody who delivers training on it over in Livingston, so I'm going over to there in the first week of July to get educated to the finer points of the niche. That's what we'll call it. But again, it would support the business, and I think in these situations you have to outsource it, so it makes sense to get educated by the equipment and do it oneself. So that's the first week of July. And then a week later, Mrs. Boredman Outdoors and me are heading down to the capital, London. So we've got a train booked and a hotel booked, and we're going to go down there for 3 days, I think it is. Yep. And we're going to, and the motivation for that is we're going to go and see ABBA Voyage. And there you go, there's a couple of insights. So tomorrow I'm going to see the Stranglers and the Sex Pistols, which have provided quite a large part of the soundtrack to my earlier life. And ABBA, which I was a closet ABBA fan at the time as well, so whilst I was there with my spiky hair and my attitude, I was also secretly listening to ABBA as well, but don't tell anybody. But we're really looking forward to that. It looks fantastic, and everybody we've spoken to who's been to it has had the best experience. We're even thinking of dressing up a little bit, so if that happens, watch out for those photographs. And that's it for now, but I'm going to squeeze in a little bit of camping in and around somewhere, that kind of stuff. I don't know where, but I need to lose a bit of weight. That's got to get onto the agenda very quickly. Getting quite heavy. But other than that, everything's good. So what's your news? Have you got anything planned? Any holidays booked or anything like that? Camps planned? Launching any new businesses? Let me know in the comments. It'd be lovely to find out what's happening with folks. Can't be all about me, can it? Well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give me a thumbs up. We like us thumbsies upsies, and YouTube too. YouTube does too. Nice to see you. Let me know what you're doing. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for the new.